So for your digital collages, we are going to be using Photoshop. And I hope that everyone has downloaded Photoshop because we will continue to work in Photoshop throughout the year. And in Digital One, I really want you guys to focus on the tools and how to edit in Photoshop. And the first thing we are going to be learning is to create a digital collage by using quick selection tools, learning how to do background gradiency, and learning a little bit more about layers. So once you open Photoshop, you will see that it says welcome to Photoshop, and there's some recent ones that I've worked on prior, but you always want to go to create new. And this is because if you go to File New, you will be opening up a new document. And here you can save or you can title your work. So we're going to be doing digital collage. So how we save is first name underscore last name underscore the assignment name, which is digital collage. So here I go. And what you will be working with is in inches. So regular computer paper is about 8.5 by 11, depending on if you want to create a vertical or horizontal. For me, I am going to make my height 11 and my width 8.5. So I'm going to create a vertical canvas. Let's say you have more of a horizontal canvas you want to work with. You just want to switch these numbers around. For the resolution, you always want to work in 300 resolution. That is basically the best resolution you can work with. So always just remember 300 in pixels inches. Color mode will always be RGB color. And background, I'm always just going to keep it white because you can always fix that after we have created our canvas. Once you have finished all of these criterias, you want to hit the create button. So you'll notice once you open up Photoshop, there are different, if you open up more than one Photoshop files, it will come in like tabs, as if it's like a tab in Google Chrome. But for mine, it's Christine Choi Digital Collage. That is the name for my file, and you'll see it right there. You'll also notice my background layer is locked. I'm going to keep it locked because I really don't want to move my background. And I really like the fact that it says background. I just want to keep it there because I'm going to create a background layer for my digital collage. So you'll notice that if you hover over any of these tools, this little box comes up and it gives you a sample on what it does, and it gives you the name. So it says rectangular marquee tool, makes a selection in shape of a rectangle. Here's another one. It's a lasso tool, makes free hand selections. But you'll also notice that there are little arrows on the side of the right-hand side of each tool. Not all of them have it, but majority does. And that means that there's more tools hidden behind it. So not only if you do hover over it, if you click and hold, you'll see that there's more tools under the lasso tool. You'll see that there's more tools under the magic wand tool. And I first want you guys to create a background color. What is that background color? And you have so many different colors to work with in Photoshop. I want to show you guys how to create a background layer. So you're going to be using this paint bucket tool. And you'll also notice if you hover down, there's a gradient tool that you can also work with. I'm going to first show you how to create a background with a solid color. So I'm going to use this paint bucket tool, and you'll notice that I have two colors in this section over here. There's the black, that is the foreground color. If you hover over it, it says set foreground. And then if you hover over the one behind it, background color. You always want to use set foreground color for your color picking. So if you double click on here, now it says color picker, foreground color. You can pick any of these colors. You can come up. So here are your colors that you can work with. Let's say I want something like this. You can go darker and then brighter. We talked about value and saturation. So this is where you'll be able to pick all of that once you really are thinking about color theory. But I just want to set a solid color. So I think I like that color. I'm going to hit OK. And then for my background, I'm on my background layer. I'm on my paint bucket tool. If I click, there is my solid color. So now I'm going to show you guys how to create a gradient in your background color. And gradient just means you are blending similar colors together. Maybe it could be different shades of blue, different shades of orange, or it could be completely different contrasting colors like purple and red, blue and yellow, but it's a blend of it. So I will show you guys how to do that. So same tool as the paint bucket tool, but you have to click and press down, and you'll notice there's something called a gradient tool. I'm going to click on that. You'll notice that my tools kind of changed on the top toolbar. And if you double click on this rectangle, there's something that pops up. It's called the gradient editor. Now, if you click on this square, you can color choose. It says color picker. This, you can pick any color that you want. Let's say I want to go for a little bit more of a teal. And then I want it to blend into a different color. So I'm going to click over here. I'm going to double click. I think I want to do a dark blue. And you'll notice that it already changed and went from teal to blue. And I like that. So I'm just going to hit OK. And I'm going to hit OK. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using this gradient. See, there's different types of gradients you can do, and I'll show you guys all of them. So if I go from left to right, it goes from teal to blue. If I go from top to bottom, it'll go from top teal to bottom blue. There's other ones, and you can play around with it, whatever you want. You can go from diagonal. You could do this. It's kind of like just two different other colors. And this is something that you can definitely play around with. And it really just depends on what you're looking for. So that is how to create a gradiency in your background. And I really like using gradient in any of my Photoshop work because I feel like it kind of just gives that extra, just enhances it a little bit more. So I would encourage you guys to try that out.